European markets at a glance. Inflationary pressure in Great Britain has been moderated in the start of the year. The most recent data from the UK Office for National Statistics showed that Consumer Price Index, a gauge of inflation, grew at the modest pace of 3.6% in January, inferior to the 4.2% gain in December 2011 and considered as the weakest pace in more than a year. Such slowdown was deemed reached as weak growth in the coming months pushes up unemployment and spare capacity in the economy, bearing down on wages and prices to fight the falling back of price level below the 2% target. The Bank of England's Monetary Policy Committee voted for additional £50 billion of quantitative easing, extending the asset purchase facility to £325 billion. Economists had expected a further extension of quantitative easing in May as they foresee inflation to be around 1.6%. However, following last week's inflation report of the central bank is believed to raise doubt about its intent for further monetary easing as it raised its inflation forecast in 2 years' time to around 1.8%, exceeding what economists had anticipated. BOE Governor Mervyn King considered that substantial headwinds are hampering the country's recovery and rebalancing, underscoring the threat posed by the Eurozone debt crisis in Britain. Yet, he believes that growth is likely to recuperate modestly as supported by surging real incomes and the additional stimulus decided to make money using Forex online last week. Hence, such recent resiliency seen is deemed to influence how fast inflation will fall over the European Union. Greece's pursuit for a second rescue package which would save it from a catastrophic default is still on, and while the debt-ridden country has already met the demands of its international lenders, which called for seemingly preposterous and unconscionable cuts on wages and pensions, the journey to redemption is not getting easier, but is in fact getting more and more onerous. It appears that the present situation in the Eurozone is a case of power tripping, where the dominant and better-off countries are demanding here and there from the poor country begging for deliverance from a disastrous default, which stands ready to swallow the whole of the Hellenic Republic. It also appears to be a case of take it or leave it, where Greece has to fully comply with the conditions of its international lenders in order to be set free from the chains of debt which took hold of the country for already a long time. The days are already passing by so quickly, and while Greece is competing with time to secure the bailout fund to meet its debt obligations on March 20, the Eurogroup appears to prolong the agony of Greece, as it is considering a proposal to delay the release of the rescue package until the April elections. Germany, Finland and the Netherlands were reported to be those members which are pushing for the delay of the package, with Germany being the most adamant of the three. The ostensibly self-aggrandizing action by Germany has reached the point where its strained relations with Greece are already starting to intensify.